What up, world? It's your boy Lyles, back with another edition of Candy Kids. Today we're going to talk about being lonely and then being a loner. Now, I looked up the definition of lonely, and to give an example, I could give three of them. It's almost like a college kid on his first semester that felt by himself, but he's still around people. Or a soldier that's out the country on his first tour, he around people but he homesick. Or somebody that's in jail that's they're around people but they're not by themselves, they're not alone, but they're lonely, right? So also when you're lonely, you also crave human contact. You like to be around people. And I had my niece one time tell me, she said, it doesn't matter who you talk to as long as you talk to somebody. They don't need to be your friend. And I had to agree with her. But also, I never looked at being lonely. I always looked at myself as a loner. I saw things as the glass half being full and half empty. Because I embraced being a loner. I turned being lonely into being a loner. I don't ever really think I was super lonely, right? So being a loner, I found very positive for me, because when you're a loner, you don't have any of those bad influences that you learn from people. Steve Harvey once talked about a flea. If you put a flea in a glass jar and you put a cap on it, the flea is only going to jump to the height of the cap. But a flea that never been in the cap is going to jump as high as possible. But if you take that cap off, that flea is only going to jump to that height. It will never jump out of that jar. So you kind of like the flea that's free. Like, you don't know what you can't do because you don't have any of those habits. You know, you could just pretty much think of it and go out and do it. So you don't have that. You also have isolation. And when you isolate it, you're able to be focused because you don't need a team. Let's use an example. If you want to go to the gym and work out, a lot of people like to have a workout partner, a workout buddy. But what happens when that workout buddy doesn't show up? You stop going to the gym, you miss out. But if you're able to develop yourself to do your own workouts by yourself, you on your own accord, you're not waiting for nobody. Or let's say you want to go out to eat or to a club or anything. You got to wait and see if your friends have the finances or the funds to come with you, or you won't be able to go, or you have to pay for them. Now, I'm the type of person that if my people don't have it, I'll lay it out because they do the same thing for me. But you don't want to have to wait on somebody else's okay. You want to move on your own accord. And I use being a loner as a way I could develop myself and work a lot harder than I would have been trained to do, right? So, for example, a lot of people like to work 9 to 5. I never really wanted to work 9 to 5. I always like to work overnights because my mentality was if I work overnights, I don't have time to hang out with people. I'm not in the club spending money. And everybody else is sleeping when I'm at work. When I get off, that's when they gotta go to work. So they're too busy working and I'm going to school so I can learn. So when they finally get out of work, I'm getting out of school, and then I'm hanging out for a little while doing what I gotta do, then I'm going right back to work, so I'm always a step ahead of them. So it was hard for the people to keep up with me because I was always on forward motion because I wasn't running by everybody's schedule. Well, most people will tell you, don't go to school and work, or, you know, just go to school or just work. I always had my own mind frame, right? And even with the gym, I never had a trainer, so I don't know what I can't do. I would push myself and learn my own regimen, and I may be in the gym 3-4 hours when somebody is only in there for an hour, but I'm sustaining it. That's becoming my norm to where people are starting to inquire, what am I doing, and want me to teach them how I'm moving, and they see my results. It's like 10 times more because I'm putting in that much more work because I just don't have those limitations. So that's why I say it's strength in being a loner, because when you're a foster kid, you by yourself, you're alone. you could become lonely, or you could become a loner, right? Me, I was more of a loner. I always had self-confidence. A loner, you have to have self-confidence. Not arrogance, but confidence, right? You ain't conceited that you think you're better than anybody, but you have certain standards. If I wear polo, right? You see, I got polo. I'm polo down, all the way down, right? But if I wear polo all the time, and this is not me selling anything for polo or bigging up polo. It's just a solid brand. It's one of the best American designers, right? For me. But when my birthday comes, and you know I wear polo, that's the standard. I don't wear Gas. I don't wear Nautica or any of those other brands, right? I don't wear Levi's. When you go to give me a birthday gift, what you gonna give me? You're gonna give me polo, because you know that's what I wear. That's the standard I set myself at. It could be Gucci, it could be Louis Vuitton, it could be black-owned companies, Off-White, but you're gonna get me what you know my standards is. I set that bar. And that's one of the things you get out of being a loner. You're able to set yourself aside and identify who you are. You tell the world who you are. Ali was by himself when he told everybody he was greatest. And then he showed it and proved it. Nobody could prove him wrong. Floyd said he was the best ever. He showed it and proved it. Nobody can prove you wrong. If you say you are who you are, and then you produce it, nobody can say nothing to you. So those are the things that I feel help me as a loner. Now, that doesn't mean that I want to be alone. I do have a wife. I do have kids. I did create a family. I did reattach with family members that I was separated from. But that's a struggle in itself too, reconnecting with those people that have been separated from me for over 20 years. It's been a struggle for the last 17 years since I've known them, because everybody kind of is a loner at this point. We kind of developed our own life, our own schedule. And when you go through separation, it's easy for you to detach from people because you could just go off in your own space. So you have to be very careful with that too. You don't want to go too far with being a loner, because isolation is good, but you don't want to separate yourself from society. You don't want to become an introvert or, just to yourself. Like, that's not a good thing either. So, you got to balance it. Everything in life is a balance, right? If you spell level backwards, it's spelled level, right? That's what it says. So, yeah, that's basically the insight on that as far as being a loner. You could just develop yourself. You build yourself up, and sometimes you may have to overcompensate because the circumstances is just that crazy. It's just that crazy where nobody believes in you, so you gotta believe in you. Like when I was doing music, I used to do music. Actually, still I'm working on an intro right now for this joint too. It's crazy. I already have it. I just gotta record it. The intro is bananas though. It's gonna actually break down Candy Kids way, way, way deeper. Right, and I have a super talent when it comes to the rapping. Y'all gonna see that on this channel. We're gonna get into that and a lot of different things. This is not gonna be a corny channel where a sob story, a sad story. No, this is a success story. And I'm gonna be doing interviews on people that come from rags to riches. You don't even have to have riches, but just you turn lemons into lemonade. I don't want to talk to people that's rich and they have a background story. I want to see you come from. I want the underdogs. Now, I won't turn people away because this channel is about giving back to the people that come from that situation and know that there's a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. There's a light at the end of that tunnel. Don't think that because you were foster care that you are a foster kid. You are somebody. You know what I'm saying? You're not off where the world has just left you out to hang. You could decide that. Like I said, if you're starving in these streets, nobody will give you anything. They may offer you ramen noodles, but they're not going to give you a filet mignon. So when you go get that filet mignon, or you eat them lobster tails, or you go to the top restaurants, don't feel bad, because just know they'll let you starve. But you got to decide that you want that for yourself. You got to decide you want better for yourself. Nobody can do that for you. It made me much stronger doing what I do than depending on people. I didn't wait for anybody. I went and made it happen. and y'all gonna come across the journey. You're gonna see a lot more as this channel goes on, and we're gonna develop this into something major. I think it's gonna be big, where we may even go into communities. We're helping kids. We're gonna go definitely reach back at those foster care places like St. Vincent's. You know, I got a couple people that's related to me that's social workers, so we're gonna be looking into all of those cases on what these people are doing and giving them an opportunity that they didn't know they had, you know. So I'm glad you guys are tuning in. Please leave comments, please leave feedback. Do remember, I'm not the bum, so don't think I'm a bum or making people feel sad for me. I am straight, but I made myself straight, right? And I was able to overcome whatever I had to go through. And I'm actually on my way to the highest of heights, you know, and you guys are gonna come along with me. That's the reason for me doing this, because I could have just went through life and not said a word and just did my thing, but Ace Hood once said, you know, I don't look like what I've been through. So you meet me in the streets, you would never know, yo, that kid come from that. So I want to talk to those people. Them people that went through something, when you see them, you would never know they went through that. Those are the people I want to talk to. I'm not judgmental. You know, the whole point for me going through this, I think God took me through this because He want me to stay grounded from when you're dealing with people at the bottom to the homeless people on the street, or if you're dealing with the CEOs of the biggest companies in the world. You gotta treat everybody the same. You treat the janitor the same way you treat the president. You understand? That's just the type of time I'm on. So, signing out right now. Thanks for tuning in to the next one, which is gonna be tomorrow. And look out for this intro. I'm telling you, I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna go record it. I'm gonna do the video for it. Then I'm gonna do a video of the words. I'm gonna actually take the words, break them down, and show you what they mean. And we're gonna definitely be having people on this channel. And it's gonna be great. Peace.